and welcome. I'm Monica Price and you're watching Cuppa TV, a vibrant mix of chat, fashion and a whole lot more. On today's show we talk to female comic Sheila M, who tells us if female comedians really do get top billing with their male counterparts. Britain's Got Talent finalist Connie Talbot also pops in to sing for us. And Dee Kelly, star of the controversial Channel 4 show Benefit Street, will be telling us what life's been like on one of the most talked about TV shows of last year. My guest today is Sheila M, a comedian and singer from Ireland who's had her own struggles in the comedy world. Sheila, welcome. Welcome to Cuppa TV.
Pleasure to be here.
You look very comfortable on that sofa, my
Well, besides this big cushion here, I'm making friends with your big cushion here.
Now, you're originally from Ireland, Sheila.
I am indeed.
Wonderful Irish accent there.
Thank you.
But you actually live in Birmingham, is that right?
Yes, I do. I live in Sutton Coldfield.
Fantastic. And what brings you here to Birmingham? What brought you to Birmingham in the first place?
Initially, it was the entertainment scene that when I first moved to the UK, I moved to Banbury to kind of be in the middle of the country, if you like, to have access to Manchester, London for the different gigs, entertainment-wise. And then I had friends of mine in Birmingham, well, they actually call me a stalker because they say I'm following them around the place. But I went up to visit them and I saw there was a lot more happening in Birmingham, and I thought, yeah, there's going to be more opportunities for me to do gigs.
So was that the main reason for you to leave Ireland?
It was definitely the main reason. I mean, there was other reasons, and I just felt it wasn't happening for me back in Ireland. And I thought, well, this is something that I've always been passionate about. Let's find a way to make it happen.
And do you feel still with the female comedians, and we've got Miranda Hart, you know, I'm sure there's many others that you follow, Sarah Millican. How do you feel about them being on the circuit now as female comedians? Do you think that they're getting, you know, the press and the attention they deserve?
Yes, absolutely. I think it is wonderful. Absolutely delighted for them, because women are just as funny as blokes. It's just a case of getting ourselves out there and being able to share that humour. So it's fantastic that more female comedians are getting out there and being recognised for being funny rather than if they're a male or female, just for being funny.
Yes, and you said, I was going to ask you that. Do you feel there's a difference between the comedy for a male comedian and a female comedian? You know, people go and happily watch a male comedian, females and males.
Yes, yeah.
But are males, do you think, put off by going to see a female comedian, do you think?
I can only talk from my own experiences, and I would kind of go back to, you know, the past, and I suppose I'd grown up in Ireland. That was where I wanted to do comedy. And there was kind of an expectation, well, come on, you're a woman, you should be, you know, bearing children and at home looking after the husband. But, you know, for me, I wanted to do entertainment. So I think now it's a lot more acceptable for women to be funny.
Yes.
I just think that kind of, it was more of the expectation that women fitting into like that role of being the mother and having the kids, which again is absolutely fine. But for me, I just love to have a laugh, have the crack, as we like to call it. And yeah, I definitely find it's much more acceptable, and I haven't found the prejudice with blokes.
That's right. And what inspires you? Or did anyone in particular inspire you to become a comedian?
We'll say to become, I mean, to be fair, it was my dad who was into amateur dramatics, and he turned,
really?
And he turned our garage into a stage where we performed a play for the neighbours.
Oh, how fantastic.
And and he wrote a play, and it was, I think it was about 6 or 7, but I got to perform in this play, and from that moment I knew I wanted to be an entertainer. And so he would have inspired me, definitely. And now people like Lee Evans, I just think he's so talented, and he's so real. He's a real down-to-earth bloke. Well, I haven't met him, not yet.
Yes.
And but yeah, but I just think all comedy is fabulous, and the way it's so subjective, and we all have a different sense of humour. So I just think it's wonderful to be able to have a laugh and sometimes not take life so seriously.
And you sing as well, a multi-talented woman.
I do indeed, yeah.
So again, was that something you always loved to do?
Interesting question, very good question. I'd say I was a singer before I was a comedian, in that I just loved singing. I mean, I can still remember the first song I ever learned. I was about, like national school, what's known back in Ireland, and I would have been again about 6 or 7. I still have a copy of that song to this day.
How lovely is that?
And the singing just came very natural for me, where I started off writing poetry, and then I got a guitar and just started writing songs. Entertainment has always been very natural for me, just something that I do.
It's part of you.
It absolutely
But you're
is.
also a qualified counsellor.
I am indeed,
So again,
yes.
quite different.
Yeah,
So again,
yeah.
what made you decide to study counselling and go into that? And what sort of counsellor are you?
I do kind of a mixed models of counselling, so I was very lucky in my training. So we did like things called person-centred CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy. So different types of therapy. What got me into it was that myself, when I was in my early 20s, I was diagnosed with depression. And I started having panic attacks, anxieties, you know, just wasn't coping well. And I kind of thought, well, if I'm depressed, I want to know why.
Yes.
And with that, I had a wonderful counsellor who took me through that journey and basically helped me to discover where my depression came from. And then we'll say myself with the entertainment is what I love to do and always will do. But at the time, going back 10 years ago, there wasn't a stability in it, you know, with gigs and stuff like that. So I kind of thought, what can I do that can make a difference? And I thought it's a no-brainer, become a qualified counsellor.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you today. Thank you
very
so
much.
much for coming on to Cuppa TV, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you. Cheers.
My next guest is probably true to say was one of the most talked about people of last year. She starred in Channel 4's controversial Benefit Street and became the most famous resident to come out of James Turner Street. But what has life been like a year on for White Dee? Let's find out as we give a very warm welcome to Cuppa TV, Dee Kelly. Dee, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Really
You're very
lovely
welcome.
to see you. And can I just say straight off how wonderful you look and how much weight you've lost.
Work in progress.
For us all women, I understand that. Dee, I think what we'll do is we'll start really right at the beginning and what got you here today, because you've had an amazing journey, haven't you, really?
It has been a real roller coaster of a year, yeah.
And, you know, one of my first questions really is how has life changed for you?
It's changed dramatically. It's like not just for me, but like for the family and you know, and the residents of James Turner Street as well. It's strange. It's like in a matter of 12 months, I've gone from just being a middle-aged mum of 2 children to being recognised and talked about and invited on TV shows, and it just doesn't seem real. It's still very, very surreal.
So Dee, has your life been better or worse, do you think, since that?
It is mixed feelings, really. It's like, you know, because obviously I'm in a situation now where for the better of, you know, I can get the voice out there, I can provide for my kids and, you know, but it's you know, sometimes it does feel for the worst because obviously I've lost all aspects of privacy but it's like, but you can't have it both ways, can you? It's like, you know, I am kind of a private person and I do like, you know, just to sit at home and, you know, not have the doorbell ringing or, you know, the phone ringing but, you know, it's like I sort of just get my head down and then I realise what I'm actually doing this for and you know, yeah, you can't knock it, I suppose.
And are you still in touch with any of the residents?
I'm in touch with a few of them. I mean, that's the one thing, you know, the main thing is that the Channel 4 documentary completely ripped the life and soul out of the whole of James Turner Street. And it's just, you know, obviously that's the one main thing that's changed, and it has changed for the worse because what we had, you know, our friendship, our community spirit, you know, the kids out playing, and that's just gone. And I mean, you know, to have that back, you would give it all up because we were happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were happy, and then. Yeah.
And now it's all changed for you.
It is,
really.
yeah, it has. In that respect, it has, yeah.
And you said you're a private person, so
believe it or not.
Now, yeah, I mean, your life is so much in the media now, isn't it?
It is. It's one of them. You know, it is a strange one. It's kind of, you know, like you'll be sitting at home, and then like, you know, the little fella will be, "Mum, you're in the newspaper," or "Mum, you're on the telly," and you know, I mean, they just find it funny, but like, you just cringe a bit and go, oh God, here I am.
And do you live?
But
Where do you live now? Do you live in the
we're
same? Still in, not in the same street.
No, we're not in the same street, but we're still in Birmingham. I don't think I'll ever leave Birmingham. Do you know what I mean? It's like born and bred.
Yes.
Love it. It's my home. It's where my kids were born, where my mum and dad came to settle. You know, and yeah, I'm a proper Brummie.
And the kids sound you've got children very grounded. So have you found that? How has it affected them?
Do you know what it is? I think with the kids, it's like they've got amazing friends, amazing schools. And nothing really has changed for that. They're not wanty kids, you know. It's like, so good parenting.
Absolutely, quite right.
Yeah, they're fine.
And did you imagine the amount of media attention that you'd be getting from that show?
Channel 4 and the production company never even imagined it. It's like, you know, we used to have the meetings and you might get a bit of, you know, press coverage and I just don't think anyone was prepared.
Why do you think that was? What do you think made it so special?
I think what made it special is that a lot of people out there realise, well, hang on a minute, they're just exactly the same as we are. It's not just that street in Winson Green, it's every street up and down the country is exactly the same. Brilliant. And I think, you know, maybe that's what people saw in it, Well,
brilliant. Well, we're going to leave it there just for a minute, Dee, and we're going to come back and join Dee after the break. Welcome back to Cuppa TV. I'm here today with Dee Kelly. Dee, it's a pleasure to have you still here with me talking in our lovely little surroundings we have here on Cuppa TV.
Not a problem.
Dee, I want to ask you now about what's happening with your career since the TV show. So what have you been doing? What has the lovely Dee Kelly been up to?
It's really weird. It's like, well, I've been on Celebrity Big Brother. Celebrity. I hate that word celebrity because I just don't see myself as a celebrity. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I went on it anyway. I came 5th. That's not bad. Did the Midlands proud, I hope.
You did indeed.
It's just all sort of, you know, you're still stuck in a whirlwind. It's like, you know, I've done a couple of game shows.
Have you? Tell us about those.
Dressed as a fly, sitting on a wall. But do you know what it is? It's like I said to you before, I kind of just embracing it and sort of just going with the flow. It's a weird, but it's hard. I don't know, I'll probably offend everybody who's, you know, I don't see it as like, you know when you hear people say, get yourself a proper job. And I'm kind of like, well, I kind of agree with you because I don't see it as a proper job. But, you know, at the moment it's a situation that I'm in and, you know, it's getting me out and about. You can't win sometimes, can you? But
that's it, But you're enjoying it though?
Do you know something? I do enjoy it. Some of it, most of it. But it's kind of, I suppose, your mindset. I mean, I don't do anything that I wouldn't want to do or that would embarrass me. Well, then again, dressed as a fly sitting on the wall, that probably embarrassed the kids. But it's about, you know, being realistic, I suppose. It's, you know, I don't throw myself around nightclubs and this, that and the other. And, you know, but yeah, I mean, I am enjoying it.
And is America calling?
America is calling.
Oh, it's going to take our lovely Dee Kelly away from us.
Oh, not forever. It's like, I know, you know, I've just got to get over this fear of flying. I'm sort of talking to someone at the moment because I just don't think it's natural to be that high up in the sky, you know, one of them ones. So.
How interesting. Have you always been afraid of flying?
Do you know, it's something I haven't done on a regular basis, so I think it's, you know, be all right, I suppose.
You need that to get over to the other side of the world, of course. I'm sure you'll be fine. But I mean, you've talked openly about your depression, Dee, and I want to touch on that if I may. You know, tell us what happened. What triggered your depression? I
had a breakdown about 6 months after my mum passed away, and obviously that led to, it was bereavement depression. And I suppose at the time, when you're in that sort of frame of mind, you don't openly talk about it. It's something that you do hide. But I'm kind of thinking, you know, now I've come to realise that, you know, I'm not the only person who suffers with it. There's many more people out there, and a lot of them are or were like me. Just keep it to yourself. Just mention it to her. It was a friend who actually found me. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about, even though that's how it feels at the time.
There is a taboo, isn't there, still with depression? Do you feel that yourself as someone who's, you know, suffering from depression?
Oh, completely. It's like, because obviously, you know, a lot of people reckon because I'm now in the media, oh, isn't it miraculous, her depression has gone. No, her depression hasn't gone. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so easy just to slap a smile on for a couple of minutes and this, that and the other. It's like, it's very, very hard to get over it, but obviously, you know, I'm under the gym, I'm on medication, and so obviously that helps, but I don't think it should be such a taboo.
No,
I think, you know, it's very underestimated as well as an illness, I think. It's
I think so.
yeah.
And I think as well, you're doing all the right things, as you say, going to the gym. Now tell us about that. Do you go to the gym every week, every day?
Well, I'm not an everyday, but I'm not an everyday participant in the gym. I do go a couple of days a week, but again, it's like, you know, I still have my down days when, you know, it's like when I just got no up, you know,
Get
no
up and
oomph.
go.
That's like get up and go. I've got no oomph, and you do just want to chill, but I find it has managed it and it has helped it, because a lot of things is locking yourself away all the time doesn't help.
No.
But obviously, I'm only just beginning to realise that now. So.
But it's great though that it's helped you. And do you think it, you know, do you think it help other people? Do you think going to the gym would help depression?
It's not even just so much going to the gym. It's about, you know, finding places. You know, take yourself out for a walk, because that's what I do now. You know, I'll go out for a walk, or you know, go visit friends. Whereas before, as soon as you lock that door and lock yourself away. You know, that's where you feel comfortable, but it's about just getting out of that comfort zone, and, you know, it has really, really helped.
Oh, I'm so pleased. And what are you doing now? I mean, what are you doing, like, when you leave the studio? What are you going to be doing? What projects have you got in hand?
Obviously, I've got the America project coming up.
Which is very exciting.
It is.
As long as we can get you on a plane.
Yeah, good old 18. We'll have to do B.A. Baracus and knock me out first, tranquillise me. But then again, it's sort of, you know, it's like I'm a mum. So everything else, I just fit round, you know, fit round them two kids. And
I presume they keep you very grounded, as well as that you said they were very grounded.
Oh,
as well.
God, yeah, you know, it's like, you know, the only place I can play the diva is at home, you know, and I'll like say, you know, do you know who I am? You know, it's like, yeah, your mum, go and cook the dinner. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you can't get away with it in my house.
And
it's
because
like,
of that, has it given you a different outlook on your life now? Has all this changed the way you see people, the way you feel about things, or are you just the same Dee Kelly, but you've just got all of this around you?
Do you know, I'm exactly the same. I mean, I haven't changed. It's like my circumstances have changed, but I haven't changed. I've still got my same friends. My kids still go to the same school. You know, everything is still exactly the same. It's just, you know, we're a bit more comfortable now at the moment, but like, I'm not sort of rolling in money and things like that, because what I've done is, whenever I get anything, boom, it goes straight to the kids. It's like, not like cashing on to the kids. It's for their future, which is exactly why I'm doing this at the moment now, because you never know what's around the corner. So,
Exactly. Well, Dee, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you, can I say, and good luck with all of your projects. And I'd like to say, you know, thank you so much for joining me on Cuppa TV, and I wish you every success in the future.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
And finally, to end the show, Connie Talbot, best known as the 6-year-old who appeared on Britain's Got Talent in 2007 and won over the judges and the hearts of the nation. Recently, she came into our studios and recorded a number especially for Cuppa TV. If you would like to get in touch with us, you can email us or find us on Facebook or Twitter at Big Centre TV. We'd love to hear from you, and we're already getting a great response from our guests, Dee and Sheila. And now, with her song entitled Gravity, here's Connie Talbot. Until the next time, bye-bye.
Back at home, Kenzo wrote, you light up on my phone. Uh-oh, I don't know. Should I pick it up or ignore? Hold you close, build a wall, and chase you right out the door. But deep beneath the surface, you're making me nervous. You're making me so nervous. You're holding me down with your gravity, with your gravity. I need to fly free, but you imprison me with your gravity. Oh, it's killing me. I've gotta live. I'm moving on and on. gravity, it's killing me. Oh, you're holding me down with your gravity, with your gravity. I need to fly free, but you imprison me with your gravity. Oh, it's killing me. I've gotta live. I'm moving on and on and on, and I will say it's best for me, escaping gravity. Oh, 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 escape your gravity. Oh, 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 your gravity.
If you would like to get in touch with us, you can email us or find us on Facebook or Twitter at Big Centre TV. We'd love to hear from you.